guys? We're here with a new episode of Cutting Edge Podcast. It looks a little different. Originally, I started the podcast off, and I wanted to cut hair during it and interview people. Not to say that cutting hair while I do a podcast isn't going to happen in the future, but I wanted to bring the podcast back. And I've been meaning to bring the podcast back, and I've been putting it off for a number of things. Now I want to do the podcast in my barbershop, in my space, and just talk to you guys, because the podcast was always a form of expression. Not that I feel that my story is any more important than anybody else's or any less important, but I've always wanted my voice to be heard. Ever since I was young, I want to be understood. We're put on this earth and we're given these emotions and these feelings and these capabilities and these life lessons and experiences we go through. And I love nothing more than listening to those stories from other people and telling mine. I feel like it's the most beautiful thing, is your own story. I wanted to start doing a podcast where maybe they're just 15-minute long ones, and I just talk to you and check in with you guys and let you know how I'm doing. Sometimes maybe I'll have somebody with me, and sometimes I might be cutting hair. So that's kind of the update on the pod. Where have I been? Kind of want to recap 2024, as it's been an amazing year. In the beginning of 2024, I started getting into my videography journey, and I bought my first camera and started shooting basketball games for free. Just try to get my work out there, see how I liked it, see how I wasn't editing. Got into documentary-based storytelling, and I loved it. Also during that time, Jesus was a huge part of my life and really came into my life in 2024. And I started going to church a lot, in a relationship with Jesus, not as a Christian, not as a Catholic, not in any religion, but just as a spiritual being that believes that Jesus Christ is his Lord and Savior. So I was navigating all that while we also knew my wife was pregnant with our daughter. We were keeping that on the hush. We didn't tell anybody for a while. Actually, we didn't announce it until she gave birth. Obviously, close friends and family knew. In August, I bought myself my first dream car. I got myself my Tesla Model Y that I wanted for so long. Just blessings abundant. Really grew close with my son throughout the summer. It just was amazing. I had read some literature. One of the books that I read that started shifting all this and helping me kind of navigate what I was going through internally during a beautiful phase of my life as I was receiving all these blessings. I read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, and it's a great book. I won't tell you exactly what happens, but what I will tell you is that I started to find out what my devils were inside of my life, and I knew I had to find true, definite aim and purpose, and I wasn't finding that same fulfillment in creating content for my hair Instagram and searching for sponsors and living this kind of on the road, on the go, celebrity barber lifestyle as I once was. And I wanted to start sharing more of my family, which was awesome. So I started to shoot some more wholesome, organic material. But then the crossroads came in. So Napoleon Hill talks in his book about hypnotic rhythm. I'm in hypnotic rhythm for 7 years. I smoked marijuana every day. For more than 70% of those years, I smoked marijuana from the moment that I woke up to lunch break to after work till I went to bed. And it was kind of my escape, and or really my reward. I've always been a reward guy. I work hard to get a reward, and it was my reward for my hard work, you know. So I smoked, and I felt a calling within inside me for years to stop having that be my aim and purpose every day when I woke up. It's like, oh, I want to smoke and then go do what I want to do. I wanted to shed that. I wanted to wake up and be happy that I was breathing, you know, God's fresh air, and step out my door excited that I own a business and I had customers to take care of, and I got a son to lead and a daughter on the way and a beautiful wife and family that cares about me, friends, the blessings, go on and on. I wanted to feel that, and then have getting high be something that, oh, it's nighttime, I've done all my responsibilities, let me indulge in something like this now. I was losing that battle. That was bothering me, and I felt like I was losing slowly my creative, younger, rebel-sided self, this alter ego that I created. So that was really tough for me as well. Hypnotic rhythm is very hard to break, all right? Napoleon Hill talks about this. But there are moments, a lot of times it comes from fear and tragedy, when your foundation shifts and shakes, and it allows you a new beginning if you'll take it. But yeah, so when you have a tragedy or a trauma or a crazy life-altering event, a lot of times it allows you to be able to break these hypnotic rhythms, these things that become atomic things that you just do. Like for me, I couldn't stop smoking weed because it just was what I did. I woke up and I did it, and when I didn't do it, I felt out of nature, out of rhythm, and it was so hard for me. So when tragedy strikes, a lot of times you want to go to your comfort, right? Which for me would have been smoking and whatnot. I experienced hypnotic rhythm in September when my wife gave birth. We had a scary delivery, and it was one of the most scary moments of my life. I'm not going to get into detail as to what happened, but very scary for her and the baby. And after I had read this book and I went through this, you know, it's one of those moments where you feel like after you've been through something traumatic or that shocked you couldn't believe it, the world feels new almost in a way. So I took advantage of it after reading this book, and I said, you know what, I'm going to stop smoking weed. My daughter's here. I think that's what the purpose of all this is, so let me just do what feels right, and I'm going to do this. And, you know, I prayed on it, and I ended up quitting for 2 months. I did 2 months. I was sober. Yeah, it was tough. I'm not going to lie. It was a very tough couple months. And let me mind you, I had already said that it was super hard for me to already start creating, because now I'm shifting into this new kind of balance of my content that I'm creating. It's not so trendy and by the market, but no, it's more wholesome. I'm bringing, you know, my family into it, and kind of everyday life, and just like really like who I am as a person, my faith, my spirituality, my mental health. I'm bringing it all on the table now, and not just being this barber. So it's hard. It's hard when as an artist you start shifting into new avenues and trying new things, you know. When I stopped smoking, I felt a total creative block. Just so uninspired. I didn't want to create art at all, and I thought it was a phase, and it would pass. I went two months without smoking, and not saying that there wasn't any benefits. To list some benefits, I lost some weight because my appetite went way down. I definitely, wow, I'm making it seem like there aren't any benefits to this. This isn't the aim of this. Um, it let me reassess my relationship with marijuana. The goal though was I felt a calling from God to quit, and it was like, man, I need to stick through this. I made it a week. Oh my God, I've never gone a week without smoking weed in 7 years. All right, let me just go 2. All right, and then I started to get addicted to the fact that I was going all these days in a row. So now I'm like a month in, and I'm experiencing like really bad side effects because I was such a heavy user: headaches, migraines, nauseous, and anxiety at an all-time high. And on top of it, now I feel like I'm shedding this character of Geno Brancati hair even more. I don't even know what it feels like to feel like him. So I can't even think about creating something, and I'm like, is my barber career as I knew it over? Am I just this regular guy? Who am I? I'm dealing with all these questions. Things are getting really, really tough and dark upstairs, and on top of it, my body feels super off. I've always been someone who worries about my health, so I was convinced I was terminally ill or had something wrong with me. Just really in a dark space, to be honest with you guys. But God puts us through dark spaces because there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that's new perspective and new living. And what I got from all this, to keep you up to speed with like where I am right now, I started smoking again, but back to that goal that I said that I wanted, where it was just like a nighttime thing and whatnot. Something that I didn't do in the mornings or during the days while I was working or while I was doing things with my son, or just secondary, something to enjoy at the end of the night. I achieved that with marijuana. I slowly introduced it back into my life, and now I have it at nighttime. I've never felt better about my relationship with the substance in my life. I'm starting to feel my creativity come back. I'm slowly getting back into my spiritual roots, and feel the urge to get out here and create in front of you guys. A big reason why I did too is through the depression. After I initially had lost weight from quitting smoking, through going through the depression and all these feelings and emotions, I coped with food, so I gained weight, and I'm not as confident in myself. So that's another reason why I wanted to come here on raw on camera and admit it and put it out here, because I'm the type of guy that it's hard for me to commit to myself. I've always been a people pleaser, and this is something I don't like about myself. But I want to please y'all more than I want to please me. So if I promise to myself I'm going to lose weight, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Chances are I won't. But now that I come out here on camera and claim it, I can't be proved wrong. So I'm going to give it my all. And I feel like that's what a big part of all this is like, I'm understanding what I went through as I'm coming on here, and that's kind of what this Cutting Edge podcast is about, is like understanding yourself and other people and finding other perspectives on things as we grow and learn as individuals and humans in this world. And I think it's just such a beautiful thing. It's like just these spiritual beings having this experience here on earth. And, it's like this. It's up and it's down and then it's back up and it's down. It's not always just straight up, and that's something that I've been fortunate enough in my life to experience a lot of highs. So now I got to get comfortable with the lows, and then I also got to get comfortable with that middle, where not everything has to be this grand search, and not everything has to be this extraordinary accomplishment or this new thing. Like God has blessed me with so much right here in front of me, and my goals for 2025, man. I just want to I want to learn to love myself. I've never loved myself, even when I was that character that I created, Geno Brancati hair, which he's still very much in there, but it's different. When I was that character full time, I still was insecure. Insecure about myself. simply relying on faith in my gut and my spirit, which told me that I needed to become this so that I could get this platform, which now I can sit here and be honest with you guys and be wrong, let you know this is what it's really like, this is what it really is. This is life. Life is beautiful. It's like, you look at like the seasons. I live in New York, so right now it's winter, and the trees are bare, and there's no green grass. And, it's gloomy out. And I was in that season. And then what comes after winter is spring, and then, colors start to bud, and, birds start to chirp, and the sun starts to shine longer throughout the day. That's what my days are slowly starting to do now in my life. And then it's summer, and you're in full bloom, and then fall comes, and you start to shed the good things, and so hopefully the bad things that you picked up along this new experience. And then winter comes, and it's time for you to reflect on all of it. And it's just this revolving cycle, man. The world is perfect, and we are perfect. So yeah, I want to learn to love myself and appreciate that. I want to learn to show up for myself and be disciplined. Not think of discipline as missing out on something or not treating myself, but as an act of self-love. Going to the gym is an act of self-love, because then I'm going to be in shape, I'm going to be confident, and I'm going to be a good example for my children and for the people around me. Going to church on the days I don't want to go is good, because it connects me closer with God. Taking a day off is okay, because I can rest and do what I need to do for me, or spend time with my family. And then also me time, just playing my Xbox or just smoking a joint on my back porch is super important, so I can, decompress and relax and unwind and be recharged and ready for the next day. That's my goal, and I'm gonna get my money up. My money's been up, but I'm gonna learn how to save it. I'm gonna learn how to save my money. I started this in 2024 this year, but 2025 is gonna be a huge year for it. I want to travel with my wife and kids, hit some barber shows, connect with beautiful people, and learn to love Geno Brancati. That's the goal for 2025, and that's the goal for the rest of my life. So yeah, I appreciate you guys if you made it this far, and even if you didn't. And I'm just excited for this year and to create a lot of organic and wholesome, and just tell my story to you guys. And hopefully somebody relates along the way, changes their life too. God bless you guys. Happy New Year!